For a lot of guys, sober sex is one of the most frightening things or difficult things to engage in after chems, or it's one of the reasons we continue doing chems, because it can take some relearning of how to enjoy sober sex, or even how to go about sort of making it happen. Most often, short of going to get some perhaps psychosexual therapy, which can be a really good idea, short of that, or if we're not ready for that, it can sometimes just be about how we communicate our needs to someone else. Going to bed with a complete stranger, if we're really nervous about sober sex, and performing that we're not nervous about it, it can be the worst thing to do. Sometimes the best thing to do is to have an established rapport with someone, a kind of connection, an intimacy, if you like, and let them know that you're nervous about having sober sex. It takes such a weight off your shoulders, and I believe that there are plenty of guys out there that sort of identify with that or feel the same way, or at very least like you enough to help you through this kind of difficult journey. Sometimes it can be about not going all the way the first time. Sometimes it can be about sort of sitting on the sofa with a guy you like who knows that you're a bit nervous about this, or out of practice perhaps. Watching a DVD together, or just talking, but perhaps in your underwear, sort of re-familiarizing yourselves with what skin feels like, what it smells like, what touch is like, what talking and intimacy is like. It can be helpful, but with kind of a few boundaries in place, like perhaps not being allowed to take off your underwear. So it's kind of relieving ourselves of that pressure of what does this lead to and what follows this intimate moment. Do I have to go through all of the motions? Will I perform? Will I get hard? All of that stuff. It can be quite a relief to just take it easy and refamiliarize ourselves with the person with us about the very simple things: touch, smell, being together, intimacy, without the pressure of what that leads to afterwards. And the first few sexual encounters can be limited to that. No underwear coming off, and just enjoying, refamiliarizing ourselves with that. It can be really helpful, taking that fear away from it. That can be a slow way to introduce ourselves to sober sex again, but it certainly does start with telling someone that we might be nervous about it, and getting someone to help us along that journey with us.